Okay, this one right here is what most of your questions will look like on your test. They will ask for the equations. I suggest don't look at these equations. Do your own equations. Do it the way we've been kind of taught to do. All right. Read the whole thing. At a college bookstore, Carla purchased a math textbook and a novel that cost a total of $54, not including tax. In the price of the math text, or if the price of the math textbook M is $8 more than 3 times the price of the novel, which system of linear equations could be used to determine the price? Again, we have a problem here, and I would not look at these first. I'll just look at what they gave me. I know that this is a total, right? The 54 is a total. And they purchased the math textbooks and the novel. So I would call math X and the novel Y. Right? So I'm labeling all this stuff. The way we did it in our thing is we'd say math X, novel is Y. So the total is 54, so it equals 54. And that's the math textbook plus the novel. Right? So that already gives me one equation. The second sentence is a common way they write it, is they say if the math textbook, we'll call that X, this Y, is 8 more than, when they say this, usually the is an equal sign, right? So the math textbook is 8 more than 3 times the price. When they say 8 more than something, the 8 really goes over here on the end. We're going to add 8 to whatever they tell us. So they say 8 more than 3 times the price of the novel. Well, 3 times the price of the novel. The price of the novel is Y. So now I look, do we have these equations? This is my M plus N equals 8. Nope. All right, the equals 54 is the 2 books. So that's this one, not that one, and this one. And then we look for the next one. Math equals 3 times the novel plus 8, so it's B. All right, turn this over. This right here, as the copies just got worse, you can't really tell, but this is the shaded region in here. Okay, just that little triangle in there. All right. On these, we know that we want it to look like this. Y, my symbol, my slope times X plus B. So this is B, or the start. All right, the y-intercept, however you want to look at it, that's what you got to find. This right here is M, but that's my rise over run. And remember, rise is up, run is to the right, that's positive. If it's the other direction, you flip it. And then this one can be equals, greater than, less than, greater than or equal, less than or equal. It's any of those. But for this purpose, we're looking for the rules for greater than or less than. Okay, and that depends on the shading, the shade, and the line, whether or not it's solid or dotted. Okay, you have notes for this. All right, so I know all of these are going to start with the Y. Okay, A is this one right here. So I'm looking at A. I go right here. My y-intercept is at 2. So I already know I'm going to have a plus 2 at the end. Okay, now, and then I'll have the X there. All right, you always have the X. What is my slope? The way I find slope is I count boxes. And I go from this point, and I find the next one that is on a corner of the boxes. So right there. So this goes down 1, right 2. It's down 1, and then to the right 2. But since it went down and not up, that's a negative 1. Okay? And then I need to look at the line. If the line is dotted, that means it doesn't have the equals on bottom. It's only going to be greater or less. Did they shade above or below this line? They shaded above So those are numbers bigger, right? Bigger means higher. Okay. Then I look at B. Here's the y-intercept for B. It's up here at 4, so it's a plus 4. Okay, where's the next point? Right there. You still have the x, right? And then you go up 1, right 2. So this looks the same, but it's positive. Up 1, right 2. Now, because it's a solid line, I put the equals on bottom. Okay, that tells me that it's going to be solid. And they shaded below, so below is this way. All right? Now I'm looking at C. C is down here at -3. So I'm going to have a -3 as my y-intercept. Now I have the x here. Now I'm looking for my slope. The very next one that is on the dot or on a corner is way up here. So this one went up 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1. So it's 4 over 1. Usually we just write that as 4, right? But 4 over 1 is the same. It helps me keep my mind thinking about rise over run. Okay, it's a solid line, so it has the equals. And on this line right here, they shaded above. So if you think about them as little pieces that you're just getting information off of this graph, it's not that bad. If you think about it as, you know, just trying to look at this and guess the whole equation, then it's a problem. Okay? And I'll do the word problems next.